I moved to Atlanta originally from St. Albans, New York, and I moved to Atlanta in 1990. I was here for about 9 years trying to find that sound, and I was hanging out with some friends one day downtown Atlanta and Buckhead, and we were walking down the street, and I heard this sound. I think it was deep, deep inside, deep, deep, and I stopped everybody. It's like, yo, wait. And I ran into this club, and I saw this dude with this big afro, and it was dark in the club. He had glasses, sunglasses. I'm like, this cat, but he was jamming and whatnot. So I went up to him, yo, man, I'm Yusef, man. I'm from New York, man. I've been trying to find this music, man, blah, blah, blah. He introduced himself. He said, I'm Kai Alsay. I was like, okay, brother, so he told me about all the spots and told me about Satellite Record Store. He worked at Satellite Record Store, so I started going there, buying my records, and just hanging out. And through Kai, I met all the DJs, DJ Kimmett, Ron Pullman, and the DJs from House in the Park, Ramon Rosso and DJ Salah. But I met kind of Ramon and them after the fact. With Kai, I met DJ Michael Allen and, like I said, Ron Pullman. Michael Allen is now with the Sweat Party. And just started venturing off to the different parties, the different clubs, and, learning about what was in Atlanta, And from there, a friend of mine's, may he rest in peace, Ramon, we called him Ramon. And I ran into Ramon at Satellite Record Store. And, I didn't have any equipment, so, I was always just going in and listening to the jams and whatnot. And Ramon said, yo, go to next door to Wish Clothing Store, and they got turntables there, and you can practice. You play 3 hours, and they give you a $25 gift certificate towards their clothes. I was like, oh, really? Just tell them I sent you. So I would give me some records and go over there and introduce myself. And, normally they want a CD or something. I think back then they were cassette tapes, But I just mentioned his name, Ramon, and they were like, okay, come on, what day you want to come? So I said, I want to come on a Saturday and play my music for 3 hours. And it was cool, So I kept signing up on the weekends because that's when I had time to, really hang out and play. And one day I was there, and the 3-hour set was from 9 to 12. And I played. Nobody showed up for the next 3, so I stayed from 12 to 3. And nobody showed up for the next 3. I played from 3 to 6. And then before I knew it, I was there from 6 to 9. I was like, wow, I played 9 hours. But in the midst of me playing, people come in the store, and the DJ booth is up on the top. So you're looking down at the people while they're walking around and you're jamming. And I saw this sister, she waved to me, and she's like, who are you? What is your name? And, where do you play? And so she said, I do a party. It's called Secrets, and I want you to come and be one of my DJs. And that was Tiffany Griffin. We call her That Girl. So she started this party called Secrets. And I joined in with her. And it was basically a girl party. And after a while of playing with them, more and more straight people and guys started coming, and then we just continued, and the party grew, and I became her resident DJ, me and Michael Allen from Sweat, and there was a couple of female DJs, DJ Kathy, we call her Fire. She's one of my GreenHouse, ATL GreenHouse DJs, and I was doing the parties with Tiffany for a while, and then one of the loft spots that she was renting, there was a guy who lived there, and he did the sound, and his name was Red, DJ Red, Wayne Allen Block. And he started this party called Late Night Sessions, and then he asked me if I wanted to be a part of that because he saw the flow and the response of the folks that were dancing to the music I was playing. And I started playing with Red late night sessions, and it was a late night party, you know. And from there, it was just continue with those two parties, and we would go to MJQ to hear Kai, Kemet, and Cullen Cole, another one of my DJs for ATL GreenHouse, Cullen. And they were at the club MJQ. And then after MJQ closed down, everybody would go to Red Spot, late night sessions. And so then me and Kai kind of collaborate, and Kai was like, yo, I'll spread the word. Let me come play with you, and then we'll just have everybody from MJQ come to Reds. Before you know it, we there 4 o'clock in the morning till 6, 7 o'clock in the morning, But they still kept going, But after we played, that was, pretty much, it for me. And then from there, just kept going and kept playing, and got together with some fellas, and we started ATL GreenHouse. And DJ Stan Zeff from Tambor Party, Cullen Cole, DJ Theo Hampton, Disco Juice, DJ B, Brian Edwards, who was also part of Tambor. And we got together, and I went and got the permit, and we started ATL GreenHouse. And that continued from 2009 up until now. This year, 2023, will be my 14th year. And we're now a festival. Some DJs kind of ventured off and did their own thing. And between me and Theo and DJ B, we're still continuing ATL GreenHouse. And then along with that, I started another party with a friend of mine. Her name is Salah, and she's my partner for another party we started called Free Your Soul. And we continued that for like 5, 6 years. We had a dance studio. And we continued with that. And at times there was a lot of bumping heads, with other parties. And that was one of the Atlanta things that was going on, where there were, other parties going on at the same time. So, people were complaining, oh, why is this party going on at the same time that party's going on, and how come nobody's collaborating? And, I'm new to the scene, so, I'm getting my feet on the ground, and I just continued. I didn't, didn't bother me, if the turnout was good, the turnout was good. If most of the people were at the other party because of certain DJs, the scene here, folks say Atlanta's cliquish, they have their own, everybody has their own favorite DJ, wherever they're from. If they're from Chicago or Detroit or New York or whatever, they have their DJs. Those are the ones that they want to hear and they support. So, but folks will come out for a large gathering. If there's a large gathering, they'll come out and spend the time and spend the money for that event. Coming from New York, it was a different scene. It was more of a club scene, so we had different clubs that went on in New York and whatnot, and it was more like after the disco era. I came from the scene where, I did high school parties back in the 70s, basement parties and stuff like that, and we used to go to house parties, and from that, just music and dance, me and my boys, we just got some equipment together and started playing and buying records, and we started out with a record player and a turntable. I didn't even have headphones. We listened to the needle. We knew we had put that needle on that record, and we still always brought doubles. I used to take the needle, I used to lift it and push it back, as the song was playing, and just to get that, my boys said, do that, man, do that. So, but we had after school parties, half a day parties. I would tell some of my partners, hey man, let's get a couple of females, come to the crib, Before I know it, the whole school was at my house. My father would come home, what is this, a disco? I said, nah, I just told a few people, Dad, I didn't know the whole school was going to be there. So my house was known for the party house, And back then, we listened to club music. And I remember going to a reunion in Jersey. It was called Movement Records Reunion. And Movement Records was a record store by a woman named Abigail. And they gave her an award. Kenny Bobian was there. He sang his few songs. And she was saying, back in the day, we called it club music. But it was the same thing, In Chicago, they called it house. Boy Jarvis was producing tracks, and he was the first to come up with what they call house, So, but still coming out of the, the classic R&B disco era, I was into the music, and then when it went electronic, I continued, until my son was born, and DJ kind of stopped for a couple of years, and I moved to Atlanta, and then that's when I got back into the music, But back in the early 2000s, there were so many clubs and parties going on in Atlanta. It was after-hour parties, late-night parties, house parties, loft parties, warehouse parties, Atlanta was thriving in the house scene, Then I think MJQ closed down in 2005 or 6, and that's when everybody kind of split up and all the DJs started venturing off and doing their own thing, their own parties and whatnot. We have a lot of new, young, upcoming DJs. I have a young protege that I, influenced and gave a lot of lessons, and she's doing her thing. She goes by DJ Jow, and she's off and running, And we have a lot of new other young and upcoming DJs, young and old. During COVID, a lot of people stayed home and brought equipment. And, like I tell everybody else, just do your thing, There were rumors about, oh, why do I have to go through the elders and this and that, and I've been doing this and doing that. You don't have to go through anybody. Just, do your own thing and, push yourself, It's about the music, and it's about love for the music, and if you can, make people feel what they want to feel and how they want to feel when they dance and move to the music or the tunes that you're playing, then you got your following, But I just continue to do my thing, and I love house music. That's my outlet. It's my peace of mind, and I enjoy taking people on that journey, the journey of music and dance, where they can, creatively just express themselves, in music and dance. I see a future for house music that will grow and expand, because there are a lot of young dancers that love to dance to music, and the young DJs that are coming up, and especially the older folks, who are getting old now and don't want to come out as much, but a lot of us bestow that music into our kids. Some don't like it. Oh, my mother loves or my father loves house music, but then there are those that can get into it, and those are the ones that bring their friends, and they come and they party with us, and we continue to encourage the younger generation to listen and love house music and dance to house music. Even now with the break dancers or the, you know, the what we call freestylers, you know, they love the house music, they love the hip hop, but we're trying to encourage them to keep house alive. So we have to, you know, bring the youth in and you know, teach them. You know, we have certain titles for certain DJs, and like Ron Pullman, we consider Ron Pullman the godfather of house here in Atlanta. And you have all your other DJs that started from way back in, you know, in the 90s here. Kai Alcé from House in the Park, DJ Kimmett from House in the Park. A lot of female DJs that are still around, and DJ Cirquette, DJ Cha-Cha Jones, you know, they all go back during the time when they're, you know, the house scene was really thriving here in Atlanta back in the early 2000s. And it's still, you know, here, it hasn't died down, and it's picking up again, and we're going to continue to grow and spread the love.